Hey guys, welcome to another block spotlight. Today I'm going to revisit one of the blocks from Mistcraft, the writing desk. Now the reason I'm doing this is because Mistcraft has just had a pretty major update and the writing desk has changed quite a bit because a lot of the mechanics for Mistcraft have actually changed quite a bit as well. So let's just have a quick look at the GUI here, and you can see I've got a few things set up already for me. Basically on the left hand side now we have a scrollable on this side, set of tabs that you can put notebooks in. So where before you only had the one notebook, now you can have several notebooks. And that is really so you can organise your pages, which is the new way of discovering the properties that you're going to need to make your Mistcraft worlds, which are here. These are the pages. The writing desk allows you to copy these pages, so you can create new worlds without using up your existing pages, and you can reuse your existing pages to create new pages to use in other ages, which is a really nice mechanic as well. So if we have a look at some of the recipes that we're going to need in order to do this, some of them have changed. The actual writing desk itself hasn't changed. That is the same as it ever was. Nice and cheap, something you can get going early. And each notebook is going to be 3 leather, like that. I think previously it was actually 9 paper, so this is a bit of a change. You're going to need some leather to get started with this. And finally what we're going to need is some ink sacs, and that's just a water bottle with a couple of ink sacs. Gives you one of those ink vials. Now the ink vials themselves, one ink vial will fill up this tank here, as you can see, and you get your glass bottle back. So you can actually write quite a few pages out of one ink vial, so it does go quite a long way. You shouldn't have too much trouble finding ink sacs, so I can't imagine that would be a limiting factor too much. You might just need to make a point of going out and getting some of them though. So what do we do with this? We can put paper up in that top corner there. That's basically where your paper is going to sit. Now your notebook will go on the left hand side here, and as you can see you have several different places you can put it. Any one of them will work. You could also put your notebook in here, and up here will give you a display of what pages are in there. So we don't actually have any pages. Our pages are going to be stored here, so if you wanted to put these pages into your notebook, you can just drop them in like so. If you middle click on this area, it will sort them for you in alphabetical order, so you can quite easily find whichever one you want. So if we bring it over here, we can see, and each of these sides, when you left click, will scroll through. That will basically show you all your pages. You can also name your book here, so if we call this our base notebook, like that, as you can see, that now shows in the tooltip, and when we put it over here, it would also show in the tab, which is really handy. So this way you can create notebooks and have them specifically set for different types of pages. So you can have a biomes notebook, a sun notebook, or a colours book, or something like that. All your modifiers, or your special effects, your buildings, things like that. You can have notebooks specific for those, so that it's just a little bit easier for you to find exactly what you want. You can also have like a duplicates notebook where you put all your duplicates, so that you can check there first if you're after a specific page without having to rewrite it. Talking of rewriting, if I wanted to duplicate, say, this mountain taiga biome page, what we can do there is we can just right click that, and as long as we have paper and ink, that is going to write a new one of those pages into there, which we can just pull out. So now we've still got our page there, and now we've got a new one which we can drop in there as well. So you can have duplicates on this side too. Now the other thing, actually let me pop that back in there. Let's get ourselves another notebook, and we'll throw that in there. So you've got some pages here and you want to put them onto this one. First thing you can do is you can drag it there and just drop it onto that tab. And now if we go to this tab, we have our mountain taiga biome. So if you want to move stuff between books, that's the best way to do it. And also once you get going and you get quite a few pages, this scroll bar here will scroll between all your pages in your notebook. I probably forgot to mention that. So now we have this one that's got our mountain taiga biome in. Bring that over, we can call that biomes, like so. And now we have down there our biomes, and it's quite cool the way that the text size scales to fit. That way you're not overrunning any of the UI elements, which is really cool. As you can see, you know, we've written one page and we've used up a very, very small amount of ink. So each ink file is going to go quite a long way. But as you start creating age books, you'll realise that you need quite a few of these pages. And actually a little bit on creating ages. I will go into how you actually put the ages together when we have a look at the next block in that Mistcraft has just recently added, which is the bookbinder. Now that is really going to deal with all your descriptive books and things like that, so I'll cover that more then. We'll probably have to come back and have a look at the writing desk as part of that process, but for the most part the descriptive books will be covered probably tomorrow, so don't worry about that. By the end of this weekend I'll have covered the major additions to Mistcraft. So there you go guys, that is the writing desk. Please let me know if I've missed anything out. Hopefully that's covered everything that you need to know as far as this block goes. Actually I'll just have another note on actually placing it. Oh, I've got a villager there, hold on, I'll talk about him too. If you place it, basically it will go in, it covers 2 blocks, so the first block you click on will be basically if I click here, the second block is going to go there, and so on. So that's how the placing works. So if you were wondering how to get it positioned exactly the way you want, that's the way. Now I've kind of dealt with these pages, I haven't told you how to get them at all, which really should be part of a mod spotlight kind of thing. But we have a villager here, and you'll quite often find these guys in villages. There's also pages deposited around the world in various new structures that Mistcraft has added, so keep an eye out for those too. But basically you can buy pages with emeralds, and depending on which page it is will depend on the emerald cost. So you see this is a biome page, it's costing 19 emeralds. Now as far as I know, none of them are actually going to cost more than 64 emeralds, so there is that. So this is another mod that tries to add some value to villager trading, which I think is going to become a bigger part of modded play as we go on. So there we go, hopefully you found it useful. By all means hit that like button if you have learned something, if you've enjoyed it. Hit the sub button too, and I'll see you next time. Tomorrow will be the bookbinder, so look out for that. Thanks for watching.